Let's do this.
Welcome back, family. We are here for the cover price. Top 10 for today is March 4th, 2024. Very spider heavy list. We do. I don't make it, I just report on it. And let's see. Robert, how's it going? Yes, I did have a pretty decent weekend. I just relaxed. I needed to do that. Been too crazy lately. And Think Abundance, welcome. Yeah, last week when I went in for the procedure, um, they had to knock me unconscious, and of course they're going to monitor my blood pressure. And she checks the blood pressure, and it's like 180 over 115. And I'm like, oh, I must be really nervous, so just got to do it. When I came to, they said, look, when you were unconscious, your blood pressure was the same height, so you need to go see a doctor. You need to get your blood pressure under control. No. I already knew that. I mean, I've been eating so many sodium high things lately. I mean, ramen soup and everything else. Um, in Albany, Georgia, dude, you should have called me. Could have got together for that dinner. I still owe you from when you came to Cartersville. Um, but I cut down all my sodium, my caffeine. Um, to try, I've been eating potatoes and bananas and yogurt, anything that's high in potassium, because potassium will increase the size of your blood vessels. Larger hose means less pressure. I checked it 1 week later. My blood pressure is 117 over 78. Okay, I'm back to normal. No medication. Yay. As Hippocrates said, let food be your medicine. Okay, so anyway, what are we doing here? We're here to look at the CovrPrice top 10 list for today. And this is based on sales. Okay, so if you see a book on here that you don't agree with, don't blame CovrPrice. They're just reporting what everybody's buying. Okay. Uh, with all faults, hey, what's up? How's it going? And I saw your message, your everybody's messages saying happy birthday to Mrs. Ohana. She really appreciated that, and I appreciate it as well. And it's a great way to get into the drawing. Yay! All right, so um, again, they just list based on sales, increase in prices, hype, everything else. So if you don't agree with the book that's on here, it's because we're buying it. Okay, it's our fault. At the end of the list, I'm going to give you a gun to the head pick, which is what I think is based on today's sales data. Which one of these 10 books probably has the best chance to either appreciate in value or at least depreciate the least? So if I had to buy one, with a gun to my head, which one? And if it's a really expensive book, I will say whether I would pull the trigger on a 9.8 graded or a raw. If it's an older book, I'll say, look, I'll go for an 8.0. We haven't had older books in a while on this list. Okay, now the other thing I do is called the rubber band to the butt. Gun to the head, rubber band to the butt. It's my opinion of the worst value on current market for books on this list. As JP and JP's Budget Collecting would say, it's a dumpster fire. All right, so enough of my bloviating, as one of my bosses used to say. Let's get right into this list, shall we? So we have coming in at number 10, a book that I always love this book. I wish I waited till now to buy it. But we have X-Men 221 direct sale. It is the first appearance of Mr. Sinister. Now, why is this hot? Because Mr. Sinister was the on and on bad guy, the main bad guy in the X-Men cartoon series, and we've got that being rebooted, coming out on March 20th, just a couple of weeks away. And of course, people are getting all geared up to see Mr. Sinister again. I tell you, I really, it is a great cover. I agree. But I think that if they really want to do the X-Men right, this is as a movie, this is the villain they should be using. And I personally think that they are going to be using Mr. Sinister. And I think they're going to be pushing the X-Men 97 cartoon series into a live action, that kind of storyline. So, hey, Kenneth, how's it going? Good night to you too, sir. Um, that being said, is the price a decent price right now? Well, the highest price that a 9.8 ever got was 9.29. No, I didn't pay that. That's not me. But 9.8's the last sale was 262. Now, I'll be honest, I think I paid 400 for mine, and it hasn't been 400 for a long time. But near mints are selling for around the $50 to $60 mark. So yeah, I wouldn't go for a very fine for 48 when you can see 57. No, that's a very fine. Sorry, 59 on 228. Near mint $50 for on 3.4. So that just happened today. So you can. This is a 1987 book. This is when comic book stores were getting them, bagging them. People were really taking care of condition. X-Men was very, very popular at this time. I think it was one of the number one sellers for Marvel. I think it had already passed Spider-Man and Fantastic Four and everything else. Claremont really had a long-term storyline going on this, and it worked really well. I think you could find 9.8 candidates in Raw, so, but 262 is still. I think honestly, 262. If they come out with Mister Sinister in an X-Men movie, you're gonna wish you could get a 9.8 but 262. I think at that point, it'll actually shoot back up to that $900 number. I'm saying it's gonna hold it, but if it becomes known that Mister Sinister will be in the MCU, it will spike absolutely. And right now, it's not that bad as far as price. Coming in at number 9, we have Avengers Twilight. This has been on the list for a few weeks now. I liked the story. I thought it was okay. Not great, but okay. It's the first appearance of James Stark. Now, this is an alternate universe. So when Avengers Twilight is over, is James Stark going to be in canon? I don't think so. And I think at that point, this book is going to go down. And I say that, but I do have a copy that's out being graded right now. Because I paid cover price for it, so why not? So we have $18 going for a roll on pre-sales, a 9.8 selling for 114. Highest sale of a 9.8 known was 130. Now this came out December 4th, January 17th. Well, okay. They may already have books back. People may already have them in hand. I see the last sale as 107, and that was a month ago. So I don't see anybody selling 9.8s yet. This is kind of not getting as much attention because of everything that's going out with Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate, everything. So this is not a sleeper, but it's a secondary hot book. I just don't think that the series is going to hold a lot of value after the series ends and the characters are no longer viable or not meaningful in the Marvel comic universe. I don't want to say MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe, Marvel Comic Universe. Coming at number 888, X-Men Adventures number 1. Of course, we're getting this one on here. We got 2 weeks until we see X-Men 97. And as you can see, I own 3 of these. I have a 9.6 and 2 Raws. There's so many of these things. It's ridiculous. 9.8 just sold for 170. Near mint raw, near mint 9.0 to 9.4. Last sale, $11. Ones that are listed as near mint raw 9.6 to 10 are $50. Well, if you're guaranteeing it's a 9.8, then it's worth it. Now you see the high sale of this, $487, and that was April 10th, 2022. That's right about the time when Disney announced they were going to be redoing the X-Men animated series, and of course everybody was just throwing money away in 2022. Now you get to the register at the supermarket and you realize you can't do that anymore. But 170, I think it's still too high. I think that's still going to come down. Everybody's jumping on this one right now, but once the series goes, it runs a course. this is going to drop. I'm willing to bet you this is one of the books that's got a ton of copies at CGC. So um, I think this has got way well room to come. Let's see what the sales data is on 9.8s. There we go. 170, 160, 189, 172. A few weeks ago, hitting 200, 202. It's 249, 259. It's already coming down. Yeesh. 125. Now, let's say before that announcement, it was still hitting 300. Now, I think right now everybody's holding on to these, hoping that the value will go up a little bit higher when the series comes out. And I got a feeling the market is going to see a flood of these things. So personally, I would hold off on getting one, especially since I've already got three. But I bought them a while back. Anyway, this one I can't figure out. Coming in number 6, we have Pearl, number 1, from DC Comics from 2018. Now, I tried looking this up, and I think the only thing I can find is people putting on their eBay listings that there's movie news. I don't have a clue. I haven't heard anything. Pearl is an assassin in the DC universe. We've got 9.8 sold today for 77 bucks. The highest known value was 133 back in January. So is this a book? Is this something that they said that a while back they're going to be making into a movie? If so, I don't know. But the only one that they're working on first is the Superman movie, in Ohio. So even if they're going to make this a movie, it's going to take at least a couple of years. And I think that if you want this, wait till it drops off the top 10 list and people are going to be selling it again. Most Common Slab is 60 bucks. I'd wait for it. Number 5, we have The Edge of Spider-Verse. Number 1, this is I think it's a regular cover A. And it actually has a first appearance and cover of Weapon 8. I'm not reading the series. I don't know. But again, it's another villain. How many different spider villains have we had in the last 2 years? And 10. How many have held value? 0. So if you want to just keep throwing it at the wall and see what sticks, okay. But $17 for a raw, and this just came out on the 21st. I actually have one of the variants. I didn't get the cover A. 2 of the variants. So I don't mind. I see that the Derek this variant has not gone up in price. The homage to the What If has gone up a little bit, which is nice. I like that variant. And of course, the surprise is, well, we'll see that one later. What we got, Larry? Wait until Taylor Swift is announced to play Pearl. Oh, jeez. Okay, I'm glad I wasn't drinking something right then, man. I would spit it up. Dude, really? Quick, trade in all your Dazzler books for Pearl books. Yeah, I have no faith in this book having any longevity or price. That's why my 2 copies, I did not send them in for grading. I think it'll be down back to cover price before I even get them back. So we made it to the first 5, and I want to take this moment, and this is something that Greg taught me. Miss him. Thank you, Patreon members and YouTube members. I want to thank you very much for all your support. This channel, it's not just it's only $3 a month to join Patreon at Team Hana, but it's not just the $3. It's the fact that every video, every piece of research, everything I do, I know that it means something to somebody. So that means something to me. Okay. When I'm like, well, you're working on a YouTube channel and you don't see the subscriber count go up at all, or maybe it goes up 5 people in a month. Like, okay, what? I know everybody misses Greg. He was the real flavor of the channel. But sometimes you get a little disheartened. But then I see the what do you call it? The Patreon members and the YouTube members, and it makes me realize, you know what I am doing. Some people do appreciate, and that's I don't need 10 million people be nice. If I had them, but I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna freak out. Um, like watch along videos and everything that do take time to make. Uh, and I have to make sure that I'm avoiding stuff until I make them. It only goes up on Patreon, and I'm okay. I like doing it. I like doing it because I know that you guys are watching it. So, thank you so much. That was supposed to be short. It never is with me. Moving on to the top five, we got coming out at number five, issue number 114 of the new X-Men. It is the first appearance of Cassandra Nova, and we do have confirmation now. I don't know if it's IMDb or one of the, yeah, it's one of the Hollywood. Yeah, no wonder everybody likes going to California. Hollywood. I don't think it's IMDb, where they have to list all the characters and actors and actresses, and they have an actress assigned to Cassandra Nova. So we know that Cassandra Nova will be in the movie. Okay, let's just say she's the big bad. Let's just say she's the main focus of the entire movie. Even if that's the case, as soon as the movie's over, this book drops. Worst case scenario, she is one of 50 different villains, and it drops before the movie even ends the movie theater. So $132 for a 9.8 and $300. This is when the rumors first came out back in August. So I do expect this book to shoot up a little higher again as we see another trailer which has Cassandra Nova, but this book will be back down before the movie even gets to the theaters. Yeah, I've been watching and trying to keep my eye open for a low price 9.8. I'm looking, and says 115. I think there was another one sold yesterday. This isn't updated. I think that went for 124. So this book is coming down a little bit. 132, 124, 115. It's already started its descent. Wait till it gets a little lower, and then if you want to grab it, go ahead. I think long-term investability, this book is not a good investment. Number 4, we have Ultimate Black Panther, number 1. Now it's funny because last recorded sales of a Raw says $7. I'd like to know where they're $7. I'd buy them all day long. You go to last sale here, and I see 29, 30, 20, 21. So you're looking at around the $30 mark for a Raw, and pre-sales of 9.8. The last one sold for 100, highest being 120. 100 is probably what you're going to get. I still have not heard anything about the 12,000 missing copies. So whether they're being replaced or not, I don't know. If anybody knows, please drop it in the comments. Even if it's not during the live stream, if it's during the replay, drop it in the comments. We need this information to make our all our informed decisions. It was one new X-Men 9.8 selling for Facebook for 120, and no one was interested. Well, honestly, 120 is about what you get it on eBay, and I would rather buy it off of eBay than off of Facebook because I'll make the purchase through PayPal and I have my buyer protection. So Facebook, they need to drop it by 15% off of eBay prices because they're not paying a commission to eBay. And I think it's 14%. And you're taking a little bit more of a risk going through Instagram, Facebook, or any one of the chat groups that does not have a buyer's protection. I'm not discouraging people from selling or buying on Facebook or Instagram. I'm just saying that you should find a little bit better price because they're putting more money in their pocket. If that 120 person, if that guy sold it for 100, he would put $100 in his pocket. If he sold it on eBay, he would put $100 on for 120. He would put $100 in his pocket. So he'd be better off doing it that way. I think this is going to come down. Well, I don't know. This one, I think this one actually might be the long-term sleeper. Now, I've heard that the story is not as good, and that's critical. But if this does turn out to be the lower print, this might be in the long run, a good book. Number 3, Edge of Spider-Verse. There's that number 1 surprise that I was talking about. First appearance of Weapon 8. I think this one was like a 1 per store. But I'm not. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. It should say variant edition right there. Yes, it does. But obviously lower print run. We've got $146 as wow, somebody paid $250 for a raw. Ooh, God, that's scary. Last sale, $138 for a 9.8. You're looking around the 140 mark for a 9.8. Again, is this character going to have any longevity? Is this character even in Earth 616? I don't know. So I jumped on the Chaos and the Goblin Queen and all the other. I'm done jumping on spider villains. Sorry, just not going to do it. Coming in at number 2, we have it's made it to number 2, not number 1. Wow, Ultimate Spider-Man number 1. We gave one away during a new comic book day when this book came out. That was cool because I pre-ordered 2. I had I didn't have a feeling it was going to be the price it is, but I had a feeling it was going to be good. First appearance of Richard and May Parker. Wow, $248 for a 9.8. Last sale today, $240 for a 9.8. This book just continues to climb. Near Mints Raws selling for $100. There's no way. I wanted to hold this price. Just like Spider Boy, I wanted to hold that price. Spider Boy, by the way, is not holding the price. We're at 9.8. It's already down to like 75. This is the flavor of the week. Yes, jeez, this is the flavor of the week. So everybody's going after this book and everything else. And in 6 months, when another book comes out that is super hot, super crazy, nobody's going to be looking for this book and the price is going to drop. Or people are going to be trading this book to get the next hot thing. They're trading in their iPhone 20 for an iPhone 21. So, that being said, again, I have one out of grading. So, and let's see, do I have any variants? Oh, yeah, I do have that variant. It's a J. Scott Campbell. And that one, the raw selling for $20 and it's down in price. And that is the only ones that I have. So anyway, I think that this is going to drop. Coming in at number 1 on the hot list, Ultimate Spider-Man number 2. First full in-story appearance of Earth 616, Spider-Man and Shocker. Now, I read this, by the way. The banter and the interaction between Shocker and Spider-Man is funny. So I kind of liked it. I don't think that it's going to have any longevity because, again, this is a different universe. And once the storyline is over, is that Shocker or Spider-Man going to jump into our universe? I don't think so. But we got $15 for a raw, $14, $10 for a near mint. A lot of people ordered number 2 when they saw how much number 1 was quickly selling out. So there's going to be much higher quantities on this. But it looks like you're averaging about $10 to $15 for a raw. Highest known value is 20. No pre-sales of a 9.8. And I think this was like a $5.99 book. Can't tell from there. So it's just a little bit above cover price. I would still shoot to get it at cover price. I'm not buying any Ultimate book except negatives and DNAs. Okay. They're great covers, though. The ones you're looking at. I agree. I mean, look, I'll buy the Ultimates at cover price, and if they go up, great. If they don't, I really didn't lose that much. So, like I said, the Ultimate Spider-Man number 1, cover A. I bought 2 copies at cover price. Gave one away on the channel. Okay, The Ultimate Black Panther, I opened my mouth and said I pre-ordered it, and I realized I forgot to. So I bought 3 copies at 25 bucks a piece. So I make sure that I had one to give away on the channel. The other two were in my pressing pile for going out. But um, yeah, I had no problem with the your Nakayamas or the JTC. What the heck is JTC? What am I missing? What the heck is JTC? JSC? Ah, that's right. And you said it was rigged. Robert, did you also like the Ultimate Universe that came out? I think it was November or something like that. Let me know on that. And uh, Larry, let me know what is JTC. I'm not following that. What that is? I think you mean JSC, Jason Scott Campbell, but oh, John Taylor Christopher. Duh. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. There's too many. That just shows you there's way too many variants, too many covers. And Robert said yes, he did like the Ultimate Universe. All right, so let's get into my gun to the head pick. Now, I did look at these in advance, decide which one is. Oh, no, we got a big comment here from Kenneth. I can afford comic books and save a lot. Oh, can send 1 month. I'll always buy my old comic books from Amazon for 55 comics for $80. Cool. That's a good idea. Buy large quantities, and then you have all the reading material you need. Especially with the books going for the prices they are. Raw copies are still expensive. So, what I think is my gun to the head pick, best possible, in my opinion, value based on current prices. If I had to buy one, um, I would be going for a 9.8. I would get another copy of X-Men 221 because the last copy sold for 262, and yeah, I would be looking to get, if I can get 260, 270 for a 9.8 of Mr. Sinister's first appearance and a really, really great cover, I would definitely do that because I think that the upside is so good if Mr. Sinister does make it into the MCU or the X-Men movie. And they don't kill him off in the first movie, um, he could become really, really great. And even if they don't use him, he's still a great character that everybody knows. So, yeah, I don't see that being a bad price at all. I would go for the 9.8. Now, as far as my rubber band to the butt, worst pick. Uh, value wise, I've got it narrowed down to two. Um, a big part of me is saying X-Men Adventures, but because I think there's just way too many copies up and out there, and there's going to be a flood of them once everybody starts getting these things back from grading, especially now that you can pre-screen for 2 copies, 3 copies, whatever. The new X-Men 114 is up there, but I just don't have any faith in yet another villain in the Spider-Verse. Weapon 8. Especially since, come on, it doesn't even have a name, it's just a number. If I said Weapon X, you know it, but everybody would prefer I call him Wolverine. Give him a name for crying out loud. $14, $17, so it's triple cover price? Nah. No, I don't, issue number 1 of Edge of Spider-Verse? No, I don't think so. I think this drops. I think people are just going to get fed up with all the different all the different villains, especially in the Spider-Verse. It's just overkill, too much. So, what do you guys think as far as your best pick or your worst pick? I'd like to know what you guys think. I think that's just about it. So I'm going to try to wrap this up. Where are we at? Where are we at? 30 minutes. Okay. See, I can talk, man. What we got, Larry? I pre-screened the X-Men Adventures 1 9.6. It was rejected. Getting the batch back. 10 out of 15 were slabbed. Oh, so you had 15 copies of X-Men Adventures #1. I think that kind of illustrates my point that there's a lot of copies out there. Tomorrow, oh man! So I want to hear on Wednesday, New Comic Book Day, during the live stream, how you did, and if you're selling them, you know, feel free to put it in the chat. Okay, because Larry is a very reputable person. Anybody wants to buy from him, I stand behind it. No, just one other book. Oh, okay. But anyway, even if there are other books, whatever, Larry's selling, he's not going to do you wrong. All right, guys. So I'm going to wrap this up. I want to thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. Click on those notifications so you know when more videos are dropping. Wednesday, New Comic Book Day, plus a giveaway, which is worldwide eligibility. One way or the other, you're going to win something if your name is pulled. To be eligible, make sure you go to last Wednesday's New Comic Book Day. Like, subscribe, and drop a comment so that way you get pulled in the random comment generator. All right, so later to you too, sir. Thank you so much for joining. Until I see you in the next video, mahalo.